welcome Destra Garcia to the Now Morning Show. Good morning.
Hi guys, I missed you.
We miss you. The whole nation miss you.
The region, the globe.
Oh
And
Lord.
I'm so glad that we're getting the chance to catch up because, as we were saying, it's been literally a year.
A year since I've been here last, yeah.
International Women's Day last year is the last time that we were here. You were
I
given
wasn't
a little,
invited on that day.
Well,
a little chill.
It only had women.
And this year they call me though.
Well, all right.
Because I mean, I love women. I don't come for nothing.
Okay, well, I
Things
have no
change, you call
argument.
it.
Change my mind.
But when we did have that conversation, it was very much focused on changes that you were making. The focus on your 15-year-old.
My 15-year-old, oh my
And
God.
I'm so shocked I'm the only parent not in the mix now. Well, non-parent in the mix now. But that was definitely a time of almost like a transition had already started.
Yeah.
We, as you were saying, didn't see you perform for that entire year. So you kind of have to bring us up to speed, if you will.
Let me
What
see.
that year was like.
Well, I didn't perform in Trinidad, but I performed overseas. I usually try to honor my commitments. What again? I knew since last carnival I was gonna probably consider missing this carnival, but then I always think I'm gonna miss carnival to do my gospel album. I've been saying that for the last 15 years, since before I was born.
Right.
Some people don't understand. Some people think it's something new. But it's not. People who actually know me know that ever since my first album, I've been putting a gospel song on
Every
it.
single
Like the one I played.
Like the one, yes. And I had to stop, actually. I used to do it every year. Every year I put one song. But then I realized, wait, no, nobody knows that I'm putting this song on there because they're skipping it and going to the hits of Carnival. So I felt like I was wasting time doing that when I probably should, actually do a full project, to represent my spirituality and that sort of thing. And people would wonder, well, why are you mixing the two? It's not that. I'm a holistic person. And for me, my spirituality is indeed a part of all that I am and all that I encompass. So I said, you know what? I made a covenant with God and I said, one day I'm going to just stop and do this. And I kept saying, next year. But God is patient. And then this year, a lot of different things happened that pushed me into this purpose. So I decided this is it. And one of those things being Roy passing and being extremely depressed after, because nobody really... I came here for an interview about him and I broke down on camera and I had to beg them not to play that part because it was, I was actually there when he died and I was a part of the entire process. He was very much like a father to me. So I was strong for the whole of it. But then when it was over, I started to really reflect and go back in my mind, and it started to get me depressed. So at that point, that's when I started to, go back to my faith and different things that keep me strong and focused. And that's when I said, you know what? It's now. I'm doing this now. I'm doing this now. I spent 25 years of my career in soca and carnival, and not one of those years, it's not going to make a difference. So I decided to take 2025 off of carnival.
I think when you say it doesn't make a difference, let's just be clear. It's going to make an incredible difference. Not necessarily a negative one.
I didn't know.
But no. I'm not even talking about your absence. I mean, literally, when you say it's not going to make a difference, if you just do gospel for 1 year, like you said, you've been doing it.
Yeah.
And the impact that it has already, the anticipation is incredulous.
I wanted to ask in terms of you personally, taking the year off, taking the season off, not doing any music for the season. Did you at all miss it? Did you feel any kind of way about it?
No, I didn't. That's terrible to say.
No, it's not. It's honest, and I appreciate it.
Because you see, my focus was elsewhere.
Right.
So I was already trying to hit my deadlines.
Right.
So I was busy doing that. And then to get into that frame of mind, I couldn't think of carnival or else I would be distracted. So for me, I had no idea a lot of things were happening. It's only when it hit my inbox or friends sent something and said, you know this person? You see what's going on? I'm like, oh my God, I'm under a rock. I don't know anything. But the focus is very important because I just felt that, when it's time for carnival and bacchanal and all that, I give it my 100%. So if I'm doing something else, I need to give this my 100% as well.
Absolutely. I'm not at all surprised that you didn't miss it, though, because no, really, when you think about it, these sorts of endeavors, as you say, you give it your full 100%, and the vocal prowess that you have is going to be in full display on this one. So tell me about process, because I really definitely want to get into this album conversation. I'm really looking forward to it. a year is relatively short for an album to be created.
And
Tell me about the process in terms of that recording, from writing to recording to...
So first things first, it's a cover album, so I did not have to write.
Okay.
Right? So that was the easy part. And this is going to be my only cover album. After this, I will probably just do originals, the next gospel album that I do. All right? The process, getting into the right frame of mind. The frame of mind that I have now in Lent, where I'm fasting, is the frame of mind that I've had for the last 6 months, where I've been, continually in prayer and just in that zen, that zone where I'm giving thanks for everything, that I've experienced or have been. But the process now of singing is a different one to soca, right? Because when I go and sing soca, I have to make sure the voice is rough and harassed and disheveled.
I like that description. Your voice is harassed. The energy is there.
The voice, because exactly, you have to have the voice to portray whatever music you're doing. As an artist, you know, when you're painting, let's say a painter, they have to make sure they have the right brushes, the right types of paint to bring the art to life. And likewise, with this, I had to make sure, okay, I got up in the morning, I gargle with hot salt water, I drinking tea, making sure that I do my warm-ups, my vocal warm-ups, no ice, making sure I do all the opposite things I do not do with when I,
It's a serious process.
And then get into the booth. And for me, I get into that zone of where I am with prayer, because when I'm going to pray, I'm fully clothed. I kind of get into that kind of saintly feeling and mood. I actually cover my head too, but that's something that we do at home, and then I get into that zone, and then I execute the song.
In terms of choosing, you said it's a cover album. In terms of choosing which songs you want to cover, what was that process like? I tried.
You know all the good things that Well, the songs that I choose are songs that are very dear to me. Songs that have helped me through many things, many experiences, songs that have histories to them. And I felt that because they've helped me in such a way in my life, I wanted to give this gift to my fans so that it could help them as well. If they love Destra, who sings soca, they would appreciate myself singing these songs to them and probably listen to songs they may not have listened to before and feel it in a different way and maybe change their lives on some level or the other.
Are we looking at it, as much as their covers, a bit of a soca or jazz twist? I know those are, genres we kind of familiar with.
Stay away from soca.
But no, I say soca because in terms of melody, you can involve things that are a bit more up-tempo and so on. So when we say things that they may not have listened to, will there be little tweaks to it?
So I think the tweaks will come in my expression of it, but not necessarily the song or changing it in any way too much, because when you're doing a cover, you should stay more or less authentic to what the original is, or else don't do it at all. And even if you're doing it in terms of your vocal ability, maybe be yourself, but at the same time, keep what makes that song special. And that's what I wanted to carry out. I wanted it to be special, but with me singing it. However, on my next gospel album, I will explore, I think they have gospel lipso and soca gospel. I don't know the genre. I don't know the genre. I'm pretty new to all of it, right? But I love a lot of different songs that I'm hearing, and gospel has taken such a different turn with the type of music that it mixes with and stuff. I love it. So I'm going to be exploring on the next one.
Do you listen to a lot of gospel music?
All the time, every day, every morning.
I know the last time you were here, you also told us how much Zaya does her own sort of, she would go to church on her own and how disciplined she was. How was her response to this particular project?
Well, actually, she brought to my attention a song that I wasn't even considering to do at my concert, and now I'm considering it because she said, Mommy, you need to tap into this. This song is really good. My friends and I, we give praise to this song all the time, and I'm like, okay, Zaya, but kind of late now because I already picked the songs. And then when I heard this song, I was like, I love this song.
That's what you're know.
So, in terms of the concert, is the concert going to be you presenting the album, or is it going to be the album plus?
So it was not initially meant to be that, because I wanted to launch the concert and the album on the same day. But being the perfectionist that I am, when the album came back from the initial mixes, I had a few issues. So I need to send it back to come back and go back. And so probably, yes, it would end up being that. A launch day for the album on that day. And it's the day before Palm Sunday. So it's Holy Week. So you have, it's going to encourage you to be devout if you're not. And, I think it's very important for, Christians of all denominations to, really experience that week in a really holy way. I've been doing it my entire life. Holy Week, for me, not just Holy Week, but the entire Lent for me.
Yeah.
I'm fasting right now, so.
I remember the first time you told me that you fast during Lent and you take it so seriously. I was kind of taken aback because I was surprised by the idea of it being that how heavy your carnival season usually is. People then go into a fasting period.
Yeah.
It seems surreal to me. But I mean, as years went by, I realized this is something that's just a part of who you are.
Been doing it since I was 15.
Exactly. So tell me what are reflections? You name the concept reflections. What does that mean to you?
So reflections is exactly what I'm going through right now and what everybody goes through at Lent. It's ironic you say carnival after carnival in such a hectic season. I would do this religiously. And yes, I would, because this is the time for me to reflect, for me to think about, all right, okay, you had a great carnival, but balance yourself and what you really are, who you truly are. Stay true to yourself and ground yourself within your spirit. So I never get carried away. I never really lose myself, because this for me is like the beginning of my year. When everybody starts at January 1st, for me, after Carnival, when it's over, this is when I rebalance and get back to myself. So I said reflections because I want everybody to share in that experience. And even if you haven't thought about it before, this is something you should think about at the end of, your carnival and all of that, because that's what it is. You reflect on who you are, what you believe, and what you're going to be for the rest of the year.
Well, in terms of the content itself, will it be Destra featuring and introducing other persons to the audience as well?
Well, I don't think I have the authority to introduce anybody yet, because...
Oh, you mean use Destra Garcia?
Well, no, but this is new. This is new. This is a gospel thing,
you know. And Destra Garcia?
Let me tell you.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Because when I think about introducing, I don't necessarily mean like new artists, but just people sharing the stage with you as you're reflecting.
Yeah, we have choirs coming to sing with me. So that is a thing. And then my musicians in my band, who are all gospel musicians, by the way, they've always been. Yeah. They're also going to be playing for me. And I'm really, really trying to get Zai to come and perform, but she does not want to sing. She wants to play. So I don't know.
Is she going to play?
I trying, boy. Trinidad and Tobago, they pray for me now. I try.
I say, put on the grand piano and quit all and let Zai play.
Zaya, I don't understand Zaya for that, because you would put a camera in front of her and she would come alive. She would come alive. She would do the most. But you put her in front of an audience and she freezes up. Songs that she knows how to play. She's playing Phantom of the Opera. She's playing For Release. She's a grade 5 pianist. Yeah. And you put her in front of an audience and she's going to be like, Mommy.
Well, we have some time.
Till the 12th, right?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Because the fact that she was, giving you insight as to what you need to add, so I feel negotiate.
Yeah, I think so
I'm going to do this, you have to do that.
Don't really work so hard.
I'm not the parent in the room.
I'm not the parent.
Don't realize negotiations don't work.
No, because you only have one negotiation and you have to use it wisely.
Fair. Well, I'm going to use my negotiation now, because before I have spoken to you about the fact that your voice is something that I enjoy thoroughly, even your speaking voice, and I hoped that outside of the performing realm that you could probably venture into something like radio broadcasting or television. Are there any other endeavors?
I know I touched my foot in the TV. So I do all kinds of stuff, and I'm trying to take things off of my bucket list. And one of the things that happened to me with the passing of Roy is understanding that mortality is real, and you only have that much time to do everything that you want to do. So I did not want to put off this gospel album for much longer. People are asking, so does that mean, you're now a gospel artist? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that I'm an artist and I have a lot of things to do. And this is on my bucket list to do, because it's part of myself and part of my spiritual growth, and this is what I'm doing. Although I don't know where God is going to lead me, right? Because I completely and wholeheartedly trust him. But I mean, I've written a play, I've been a TV host, I've done like, because I've written the play.
So I just see what else we're going to get. I'm looking forward to it.
The sky is the limit.
And that's the energy I like. And I'm real happy here.
Destra, was this concert also something on your bucket list?
No. Because I never thought that I could do a whole gospel concert by myself. Really? Carnival I could do with my eyes closed, without legs and without hands. I'm just saying, it's just second nature. But with gospel, when you look at the greats, you're like, I don't know if I can. Maybe, but I don't know.
As we sit here looking at one of the greats, I think it's safe to say that you can definitely do it. I don't have any doubt about it. I never did.
No, I'm really confused. Because one of the beautiful things about gospel, as you rightfully said, it is sharing the gospel. Genres regardless, you are sharing the gospel. You have the instrument, you have the capabilities. It is innate to you. Where is the doubt coming from? I don't understand.
That's from the soca.
Yeah.
I go blame the soca for that doubt.
Yeah.
I go answer that question on behalf of Destra.
I'm going to be singing non-stop. Singing, not just adding flavor to some of the songs. Because, I mean, people hear me singing in the soca songs and they're like, oh, gosh, she could well sing. She should sing a gospel album. Everybody always says stuff like that. But this is me singing for a whole hour and a half, just singing, using my vocals to make people feel what I'm saying, you know, so I'm a little bit intimidated. I
thought you know, if I be honest with you, Destra, when I hear you saying that, to me it sounds like I feel like finally. That's how I feel. I feel like finally we get the opportunity to hear them pipes blow in the best way.
Everybody feels that way.
Except you.
I feel that way too. But I mean, let's be real. I think my humility is getting the better of me right now.
Getting the better of everybody, because right now we're stressed. It is literally something that was long coming, and it's finally happening.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go with that.
I'm looking forward to it. It's happening on the 12th of April at Queen's Hall. Get your tickets now. Tickets available at Queen's Hall.
Tickets are available on box office. It's available online if you guys don't want to go down there at queenshalltt.com. And go now. All the seats are there.
What time is it kicking off?
7:30.
7:30 on the dot.
Yes.
Until it's on time.
Gates open at 6. So.
Destra, before we leave this morning, before we wrap up this morning, any words you want to give the nation who's been missing you since?
Oh, I've been missing them too. And trust me, it's not over yet until the fat lady sings.
And the lady is not fat.
Not this conversation.
I don't understand where she's going with this. Destra, thank you so much for joining us. We love you, we appreciate you, and we look forward to Reflections on April 12th.
Thank you, guys. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember to go out there and make a difference today now, because together we aspire, and if together we perspire, then together we most definitely can achieve. On behalf of Ianka Will and the entire team here at TTTM Maracas, wishing you a beautiful weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday, God's willing. Thanks so much, Destra.
Thanks for having me.